Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up? How y'all feel, man? It is the Shits Podcast where we are either shooting the shit, starting some shit,
or picking up where the shit left off.
baby.
Baby.
Hey, yo, I'm your host, Monsoon, Staraw, the coolest cat you heard thus far.
Yo, I'm Bubba, one of the dreads you can't catch at the mall unless it's a outlet mall. Get you some deals.
Okay. I see you got a nice little setting behind you right there, Bubba Ball. You
Yeah,
like
man.
rockstar life,
got
huh?
a nice little picture behind me, Got the hound. I got top flight security of the world, Craig.
Okay. Yo,
Close by.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to say shout outs to the Chicago Clubhouse Network for making this possible, man. Yo, they think they know about sports, and they really do. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit.
Know a little bit. They know a little bit. We can't say they don't know shit. They know what they saying now. They did a little research.
Exactly. So speaking of people that know what they're saying, yo, our very special guest to the podcast. Yo, we got to put this out there early to let y'all know how legendary this dude is. Not just the Chicago comedy, but the comedy period. So some of my man accolades are Best Independent Film Award. My man also got the Robert Townsend Award. Some of his movie credits are Get Together, Heaven on 7, Man Who Starred in over 100 million movies. And when I don't want to say this one because it's gonna give it away. But anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all put y'all hands together and make some noise for legendary. And I say that shit with all due respect and sincerity. Legendary.
All caps.
Not all cap. All caps.
All caps.
Chicago legend B. Cole.
Yes,
what up, man?
What's up, fellas? What's going on, man?
Not much, bro. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. It's a different meaning for caps today. You know what I'm saying? When you say all caps,
yes, sir.
Definitely. A whole different meaning for women. They ain't from where I'm from, you know. But I'm good, though, fellas. What's
up? So first of all, like I said, bro, we really do appreciate you taking time out your busy schedule, man, just to kick it with us, man. And I was talking to my man Decker, and he was even saying, like, yo, like that man is he called you a godfather of Chicago.
That's respect, man. That's good. You know, man, I spent Black Friday just passed. It celebrated my 30th year in stand-up comedy. You know,
congratulations, bro.
Thank you, man. So yeah, Black Friday in 1991, day after Thanksgiving, that's when I hit the stage for the first time and never looked back since, man. And you know, it's been quite a ride.
Wow.
So I want to say this, man. I followed you. I've been following you for a while, and my cousin was part owner of Giovanni's Pizzeria.
Yes.
And that's where I got to see you at. You and D-Ray.
Well, you saw the greats. It was the greats.
Yeah. And I'm talking about, man, y'all did y'all thing back then, man. But man, when you hit that I'm in love with a crackhead skit, man, that just solidified it for me. It's just certain people you see in Chicago, and then a couple years later, you might not go out to the comedy spots or whatever, but you see their name somewhere, and you like, I remember them. I remember B. Cole wherever he went. You know what I mean? I remember B. Cole, bro.
And that's Riddles, so crazy.
Any comedy club, bro. You made your name early in the game for me at least, and I know for a lot of other people that won't ever get the opportunity to tell you, bro. So I definitely want to start off giving you your flowers, man. From Giovanni's to where you at right now, brother. I salute you. You put your work in, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. You name all them clubs, man. Riddles, Giovanni's, man. We hit them all. That was a good era for comedy, black comedy at its best, really. A lot of the doors were kicked open in the year of 1990, 91. And it was just a whole big wave of urban comedians, man, being put out into the forefront. And that was with the help of Def Comedy Jam,
Yes.
We know, man, with Def Comedy Jam, that introduced us to a lot of the greats, man, who's went through that platform. So, man, I appreciate it. Early '90s, that was my time starting, man. Putting my skin into the game,
Yes, sir.
and man, just built a lot of relationships with a lot of great comedians. Just not just Chicago, throughout the entire country, man. And like I say, I'm happy to see a lot of the cats who I've worked with over the times and just doing their things, man. Just like out there, like really living a dream, and it's just a good thing to see, man.
Definitely.
I remember seeing you at Riddles, and I always thought you was a funny dude. Just seeing you back then. The thing that has been very interesting to me is just thinking about your writing credits, bro. So like, from a get together, and you won the award for a get together which is something that you wrote. So so what made you take such a huge lead in comedy, not just with stand up, but also writing? You know what I'm saying, on films and stuff like that.
Well, to be a good comedian, you have to come across first as a great writer, to be that good comedian. You got comedians and you got comics. There's a difference between comedians and comics. A comedian can write a great joke, man, have a beginning, middle, and ending, and really blow you out the water with it. And you can see the genius in the writing. A comic performs. A comic does do their thing, and that's the comics. So and there's nothing wrong with comics, but like I said, you can see who really are writers and put work into their craft, opposed to someone who's just up there performing. Like, for instance, like it's a lot of comics who like to get up there and just do a lot of dancing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna name somebody, and you give me a for instance. Now, all the heat on me, so it's no disrespect to him, but I'm gonna name the name. That way, you know what I mean. It ain't on you, B. Right?
Okay.
So, like, to me, a perfect example for that, and I want to know if both of y'all feel this way, would be like a DC Young Fly right now.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean,
DC,
because he's like animated a little bit. His facial, he uses everything. You know what I mean, to kind of get you. Versus having a material,
Put it like this, man. You can watch a DC Young. You got to watch a DC Young Fly to enjoy him, opposed to hear him on a record or also like we used to do Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy.
Exactly.
Were those comedians who painted pictures for us to use our imagination and take us to a world that they've created. Right. So yeah, that's definitely a difference, man. Even with Martin Lawrence, like with Martin, I know, no disrespect, I love Martin. Martin has some great, clever, material, but Martin was more of a physical comic.
Yeah.
Okay. And like I love the art of writing. So I respect a lot of comedians who do the writing. Not just with urban comics. I love like Seinfeld. I'm a fan of Seinfeld.
Me too.
Genius, and put it like this: with Martin Lawrence, you can turn the television down, have it on mute, and you can laugh at Martin. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you have it on mute on Seinfeld, you're not gonna get it because you need to hear what he's saying. You need to hear the material that's written. Martin can get up there and make faces and jump around and do all that. So that's a difference there. And there's a lot of comedians there's a lot of comedians who've been influenced by Martin and who does that. And there's a lot of comedians who've been influenced by like just the real art of comedy of writing, and that helps, man. It's really just make a difference. It's a different styles of comedy. So just like Kung Fu, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the Kung Fu masters, somebody know Taekwondo, somebody know this. Then you Dragon Flight Jones. You got the drunken master. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody who just drink. He ain't working on this crap, but when he drunk, he know how to whoop some ass though. You know,
he rough.
It's like damn, but you got these other people who just practice their craft and do it. But you got some people who just go out there and just do whatever, just fly like DJ Young Fly, just fly off the cuff, and just more observant, just observational comedian. He can look at something and make fun of it in the audience, and But that's a talent too. That takes talent, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but as you all say, you've seen me over the years and stuff like that. It kind of lets you know where what lane I'm in as far as comedy. Because
Right.
I love writing. I've been writing since a kid. I've been writing in grade school and impressing my teachers, man, with little compositions and stories I used to write. They used to be so intrigued and engaged with it. They asked me like, man, when you writing a part 2 to the
That's
essay,
what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
you know,
That's
they
dope.
want continuation of the assignment that they gave me the other day. Like, man, I want to hear about, hear more about it. You know what I'm saying? So that just always been in me far as a writer, man.
Okay.
You know.
So with the amount of writing that you've done on independent films, was it easier for you to transition that into your stand-up?
I say a lot. Yeah. Well, sometimes it's the other way around.
Okay.
My stand-up can become a movie. You know.
Okay.
You even mentioned I'm in love with a crackhead. That was created just as a comedic poem that I've done, like a love poem to my girl. But
and
I've
it's classic, bro. It's classic.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I've actually created I made it into a movie. I made it into a short film.
Okay.
So that was my first movie that I've done before I done a Get Together. Get Together was done after I've done I'm in Love with a Crackhead, which was a short film, and it's available on my YouTube channel, Be Cold Films, where you can see I'm in Love with a Crackhead, and you'll see all the players, man, from back in the day. We used to all work together on films. Me, Marlon Mitchell, Deion Cole, Mark Simmons, Ray Lapowski, Wildcat, Lil Rail. We all used to just, get together and try to make things happen. And this is pre-social media, pre-internet.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So we were really ahead of our time then, man, doing sketches and movies,
I'm
films.
telling you, if y'all could re-release some of that material, especially Ray Lapowski, he was at the time for me, he was like the shortest, wildest white boy, Puerto Rican. Like I really never knew what he was, but he was like the first Johnny Leguizamo in a way, but like Chicago version. Like he was off the chain, bro. He would come to the club and he'd be like, "What? Y'all act like y'all ain't never seen a white boy or something before." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like it used to go up when he came in, bro. So if any way possible, like you said, you hit it. You couldn't have said it better. Y'all was ahead of y'all time, man.
Definitely.
And now I look at, no disrespect, I look at the Tiffany Haddishes. I look at Kevin Hart, and I look at, all these guys like Marlon, you, Ballhead, Ray, like that, man, bro. If y'all had a 2-hour slot, you know what I mean? Like to squeeze everybody in real quick, that shit would be no bull. It would be better than the Kings of Comedy because everybody from all demographics would feel what y'all was saying. You know what I mean? So y'all comedy back then was ahead of its time because it was so relatable.
I think
it was super relatable.
Yeah. Chicago has and it's known fact, it's even been said by the producers of Def Comedy Jam. Russell Simmons said it himself that Chicago has the best comedians in the country. When they used to travel around the country and scout comedians for the show. And when they come to Chicago, they have the hardest choices because if they're going to see 10 comedians showcase, they're going to get 10 dope ass funny comedians. That's like, it's hard to choose. Opposed to going to another city and you got like 1 or 2 comedians who stand out. And everybody else just like fall to the wayside. But in Chicago, when we used to have like showcases and open mics back in them days, bro, it was brutal, man. Like, you gotta look at it, man. Corey Holcomb, Tony Schofield, you know what I'm saying? Deion Cole, Damon Williams, man.
Mr. Did himself.
The list goes on, man. Even like I said, you got the D-Ray, you got Craig Robinson. Like we're running Chicago running Hollywood right now. That's the thing where it's like if you look up you count the heads in Hollywood,
right.
Chicago was running, man. Like we probably got like 10 strong comedians out there who's doing very well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So the thing is, my thing is to do what I would like to do is get the band back together. You know what I'm saying? Because I am working on the sequel to a Get Together. You mentioned a Get Together. I'm working on the sequel to that right now. So I just finished that screenplay, completed that, and now we're ready to go into production. So we just getting everything together right now. But I'm reaching out to all the guys, man, because I want to make this a strong Chicago movie.
Yes,
you know, like
so
this.
you mentioned earlier, you said that sometimes when scouts come to Chicago, they have such a rough time, like picking out just one because there's so many. Why do you think Chicago breeds so many talented comedians?
Man, you know what I think is Chicago. We're just the center of the country, man. You know what I'm saying? We're in the middle. We're in the middle. We got East Coast, West Coast. We got down south. We got north. We're right in the middle. So we basically absorb everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas like you go to the East Coast, you go to New York. And like even with the comedians there, no disrespect, but all the comedians sound the same. They sound the same. They got the accents. They sound the same. Chicago just got different flavors. Even when you go to St. Louis, all the St. Louis comics, you know, they kind of sound alike.
Yeah.
You know, but it's St. Louis. That's just St. Louis. New York is New York. Even when you go out to the West Coast got their lingo and all that stuff. But Chicago, we take everybody's. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can see somebody in Chicago who probably got the swagger from someone from the East Coast or the swagger of someone from the West Coast. You know, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of pick all that up. We soak all that. Like Illinois is one big sponge of the country. You know,
actually right, bro.
I thought you was gonna say it's because of the gang banging and the pizza, but I was wrong.
I know for a fact though, you ain't lying, because like most of us have roots from the South, and I asked a couple people that was from New York, like born and raised in New York, and they come to Chicago a lot, and they said that most of their people was from like Arkansas, down south as well. So New York probably got a lot of migration, just like Chicago do. But like you say, we're around so many people. You know, you just soak up little characteristics from everybody, you know what I mean? And now you're able to blend in. We have to be chameleons, I think, in Chicago, especially coming from certain parts of town that you come from. Like if you ever had a job downtown, you had to commute, you would see so much funny stuff, you know what I mean? That could help you get material, you know what I mean? So it's just like Chicago is like you say, man, you could just soak up so much in Chicago and it winds up working out for you, man.
And it's been a long time before Chicago even had some of our own. You know what I'm saying? We used to always get stuff from other areas, like even with movies, like even our black films, man. When we started making hood movies, it was with Boys in the Hood and you know what I'm saying, Society. And then even on the East Coast when they did Juice, you know what I'm saying? I remember when Juice came out. The next day when I went to school, man, everybody was dressed like Bishop, Pop. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a little hoodie with the blue jean jacket, with the Timbs and stuff. And it was just like, that's what Chicago do. We never had anything of our own.
Right.
But we do have it of our own, but now it's just starting to spread, just like stepping. Like everyone stepping, like you can go to, because Chicago be everywhere now.
That's right.
But one thing Chicago do, we take our flavor to other places wherever we go, you know. Because you can go to a city, man, and they got a whole club, they got a whole organization of steppers, you know, but it originated from somebody coming from Chicago to do that. Even the same with man, I was just watching Dancing with the Stars, ABC, Channel 7. They was doing footwork.
I seen that. Wow. I seen it with Amon Shumpert. I seen that. That was dope. That was dope.
So it's like we got stuff at home, but we really don't appreciate it until it stepped outside the city.
Once we see it on the screen, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, granted, R. Kelly, regardless of all what he's done, but what he's done for the stepping community, that was huge, you know, because because
He
of the
had
status.
all the local steppers in his video.
Exactly. So like he put Chicago on the map from that. Now everyone around the country, around the world was like, what's this stepping? You know, everybody wanted to do stepping, you know.
Exactly.
You know,
Now
like
these motherfuckers out here stepping in fitted jeans. You know, they changed the outfits, changed the wardrobe. Now the pants ain't so big, they kind of fit it, but they still stepping. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all want to know the first time? I want to say I'm going on record. You know how I go on record, Monsoon. I'm gonna go on record and say the first time footworking was introduced in a mainstream video by a mainstream artist, and her name was Missy Elliott.
No,
it was before that, bro.
Remember that?
It was before that. Though,
who was bigger than Missy Elliott that introduced footwork?
But well, that's a whole different story. That's all. Okay. So
that's what I'm talking about.
But I remember the video though.
So
I don't know if she was first, but I remember the video. It was huge.
I was like, that's it, bro. We made it. I said, we finally made it on the screen for not gang banging and killing. I said, we finally made it. I told my kids, I said, look, that's footwork.
Right.
Right.
B, you said something earlier, man. You was speaking about, you was naming a lot of Chicago comedians, and you mentioned Damon Williams. And you also did a film with him as well, right? How was that?
That's my brother, man. Damon, he did I think that was my fourth independent film called Heaven on 7.
Okay.
And it's starring Damon along with Terry J. Vaughn. That's Terry J. Vaughn is from the Steve Harvey Show. If you remember that show.
She was also
the female, right?
No,
the one who was dating Cedric, like and like
Cedric, yes, girl.
Yeah, so it was a thrill to work with her and Damon. Their chemistry was good on screen. But it got a lot of Chicago players in it, man, like Leon Rogers, Tony Schofield, Wildcat, you know. So, but at the same time, that was good for Damon because, like the movie, like the movies that I've done prior, you know, Damon he just waited his turn, man. Damon was just, you know, he'd be like, you know, he wasn't in I'm in Love with a Crackhead. He wasn't in the Get Together. And Damon just like, man, I was like, D, when your time comes, it's gonna come. And this role was perfect for Damon.
Okay.
You know, the movie called Heaven on 7 is about a young preacher who inherits the church from his late father who passed, but he has this responsibility that he has to take on to continue on with his father's legacy, but he's still connected to his homies in the street. Right. You know, and what they used to do, what him and his guys in the street are gamblers. They gamble, you know, go down to the spot, gamble and stuff like that. But when the city tore down the projects, Robert Taylor and all that stuff, they had nowhere to go gamble, you know. Right. So Damon allowed them to gamble underneath the church during off hours, you know, and that's his character. So that's why it's called Heaven on 7, where church going on upstairs and you got gambling going on downstairs. And he tried to keep it separate, you know, and that's how the movie goes. But Damon was perfect for that part, man, to play the young reverend, you know. Well, to be honest, he had all the suits. He had wardrobes. I like that. I like Damon. You got this part, nigga, because you got a lot of suits.
Boy, be clean,
yeah, Damon stay clean. So I was like, hey man, I can't afford a wardrobe, so you got the part, man. You just wear all your suits.
All right, man. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably gonna start some shit when I ask this question, and I want you to be as honest as possible with it, okay? With all the legends that you came up with and that you still in it with right now, just say out of Chicago, if you had to do a versus, who you think would give you the most competition, bro?
Versus as far as comedy?
Yes, sir.
Wow, shit. Man, everybody's good in their own right. Everybody got different styles, everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like no one's the same. Like I can name like, man, D-Ray. You know, D-Ray would be a good run. You know, Corey Holcomb would be a good run. You know, I think who would go head to head and people would love to see me in the battle with versus is Deion Cole.
Deion Cole, that's my man. Deion Cole.
Yeah, you know, me and Deion we always been the whole thing of having the same names and everything and stuff like that. So it's always been a competition thing with me and Deion just because we had the same last name. But I think Dion, man, I love
And
to have.
I could see that, man, because I mean, like, just your style of comedy. I always appreciated your style of comedy because I didn't feel like you were one of the loud ass comedians. It was like what you were saying was always some intelligent shit, and it was like sarcastic at the same time, and it was like I just like that it's intelligent comedy. You know what I'm saying? So
thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, and that's exactly what I want to come off as, like, you know what I'm saying, having people think and laugh at the same time. You know, have something to say, you know. And that's just been me, man. I love to give away some of that smart humor to make people really think, like, wow, that was some genius shit he just said.
And so you from the hundreds, right?
Wild Hundred, man. Wow.
There you go.
Yes,
there you
sir.
go. So
but I'm in the suburbs and now, so I'm in the mile hundreds right now.
You in the mile.
I mean, we're smart.
Real smart.
It's very smart. We was just talking about the increased number of African Americans that's leaving Chicago, but that's a whole different subject. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're growing up in the hundreds, bro. Did you do a lot of roasting on motherfuckers?
Oh man, yeah, dude, man, that was the life back then. You know, we used to call it capping. It was capping back then.
Signifying first. Then
it was signifying. It was capping, joning, all that stuff. Man. But yeah, man, doing that, I'm gonna tell you, like,
I'm gonna ride your ass in a minute.
All that. But see, the thing is, like, it's always, if you can talk to every comedian, it's always a friend in the neighborhood who they find was just funny, the funniest, you know.
Yeah.
Because my little small circle of friends, I wasn't even the funniest, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a best friend who I came up with, man, and he was one of them comedians that not a comedian, he was just one of them guys considered a get together, a small house warming or whatever, and had a whole living room cracking up, dying, you know. So that was like but that was good for them gatherings and stuff, man. And I used to have to, you know, he'll go around the room picking on people, man, and you gotta really stand your ground, like, you know, all right, bro, you know, you come my way because, you know, you got the girls around, everybody, they're gonna embarrass you, man, you know what I'm saying? You had to learn how to get funny, even when you know you was about to go to a little small get together or something.
Yes, sir.
I better be ready. I know this nigga gonna be ready to crack some jokes, embarrass me. But yeah, man, that's all we used to do, man. Especially once we got to high school. Once we got to high school.
That's what I was about to say. Did you have to pop your cherry? Like, when did you get your funny? I know for me, it was like my sophomore year, end of freshman year, sophomore year. That's when, like, they backed up off me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know, man. It was more like because I went to Julian High School.
Oh, okay.
And so when I
went to Simeon. You was right down the way.
Yeah, right down the street, man. Yeah. So when I went to Julian, but I used to take the bus from the hundreds and go to Julian. So now I'm in the school with kids from the different neighborhoods now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And here I am coming from my neighborhood to Julian and meeting a lot of other cats who from other areas, man. And the thing is, the signifying, the all that, the cap master, like, they gave me the name Cap Master, put it like that. Like, let me tell you, freshman, sophomore, junior year, man, I was clowning.
But you don't want that name now.
No, right. Don't want it now. But they gave me Cap Master. That was crazy. But it's funny how they use that word now. But at the same time, man, it was like sophomore, junior year, I was really like known to be that funny dude. And people used to always want to challenge me. They lose. You know, the cafeteria was always the spot to meet up. You know, on the bus going home on the CTA. But here's the thing. I had to take a pull back because I wasn't gonna graduate on time because I used to always be involved with cutting classes, going to I would love entertaining. I love the instant gratification of laughter, people just laughing of something that you just you know, comes out your mouth or something you think of. So that's always been with me. But once I hit senior year, Like my counselor told me, like, you're not gonna graduate with your class. You got to make up a lot of these credits. So, like, dude, senior year, man, everybody, it looked like, people thought I was a clone or something because I was like, dude, straight like quick change. I used to come to. I started carrying a briefcase to school, suit and tie and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I'm not falling behind. So I had to get serious senior year. I was like, this is senior year. So senior year always means something to me. When it's time to get serious, I always make reference senior year. It's time. Time to go ahead and take it to the
next level.
Next level. The importance of it, stuff like that. And all the time I'm like, yo, it's senior year right now. And that's me taking just shit serious. know.
And then also, I mean, like, everybody knew there was no put down worse than telling somebody it was a demo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was it.
That was heart crushing in high school. You know what I'm saying? When you got called a demo,
you still felt bad.
You felt bad. You know what I'm saying? Even a girl, like, girl, don't talk to him. He a demo. Like, damn.
Yeah. Oh man.
Hey, so
talk about how old you was. You know what I mean?
So with the increase of gun violence and motherfuckers being sensitive and people don't have one-on-one fights anymore, do you think it's still possible for people to still roast motherfuckers like that, like they used to?
Hey man, we used to see to a point where somebody get roasted and it turned into a fist fight. So like if that takes place today, and you had sensitive guys back then, but they didn't have the artillery to commit gun violence. But now these people, they holding guns, man, and there's some real sensitive, soft people out here. So you gotta really be careful. Like even with my shows now, man, like much as I used to signify, I don't do it in my shows. And I only do it if I have to. You always got to be ready for hecklers or somebody who disrespects the show. You got to be ready. But I do, and then I may do it in a way where that person may even laugh at themselves. I'm talking about them, but they laughing at themselves because it's funny. It's funny, like, damn, you got me. Opposed to wanting to fight, because I've seen a lot of cats be waiting outside the club, be ready to fight comics. Yeah,
that's
man.
What I was gonna ask you. Is that a true joke? Like, is that really things that happen? Because we all coming in the spot the same way. Like, comics don't get to come through the back door, through the kitchen, just because they're comedians. You know what I mean? So is that like really something that happens? Like, niggas be outside waiting for y'all. Like, hey, bro, that joke you told wasn't funny.
Yeah, man. Somebody, man, it's people that got sucker punch, man, and you know what I'm saying. Be some real little bitch shit. You know what I'm
saying? Petty shit though. Yeah,
petty, man. And the thing is, I've seen it's been comedians who've been approached during the show, like cats to jump on stage with them, man. And I've seen it used to be a comedy club called Outriggers.
Outriggers, out in Lansing.
Remember Lansing? Yeah, out there. A lot of us started. That's what Damon was hosting that. Right. And I think somebody tried to get on stage and rush Damon, and security met that dude right there on the stage and threw him through the wall, bro. I mean, I mean, a big hole in the wall with this dude. Like, how you see on the cartoons, somebody go through the wall, they body all like. Dude, that's how it was, man. Like, but is that serious? Like, I remember a comedian at the Cotton Club, and the Cotton Club, they used, it was real jazzy, man. The comedians used to go up while the band used to like take a break, they get off, so you performing, and there was this one comedian talking about somebody, man. The dude ran to the stage and like punched him into the drums, man. Just like, he used the rim sound like whack it up, but pow. It's like, damn. It's like, what the fuck, So it's like, man, you gotta know, you gotta feel the energy first,
right?
Because energy is real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have the instinct to tell you like, hey, this ain't where to go. Don't go further than this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta know when to cut it off. No, because some people just be brutal, man, and even when they just keep going and going and going. And there's some comedians or comics, I may say, who who depend on that. They really don't have enough material where they got to depend on talking about the audience, you know.
Right.
And so that can go either way for you.
So another thing, dude, about you that I really do appreciate is that not only do you host shows in Chicago, but you also host some stuff in California too, right?
Yeah, I was when I went out to California, man, I moved out to LA. I decided to make a decision and go out to LA November of 2019.
Okay.
That was pre-pandemic. So once I got out there, immediately I opened up a comedy night. I went to a comedy club that was on Sunset Boulevard. They was freshly new. They just opened, so they were like the new kids on the strip.
Okay.
You had the Laugh Factory on that block. You had the Comedy Store as well. But this comedy club, it was fairly new. It's called the Dojo, Dojo of Comedy, which was great because once I got off the plane and looking for a room, this how God worked, man. Like when I decided to move to LA, I had no plan. I just like, man, I gotta go because something made me just pack all my shit and just like, I got to get out of here, you know. And sometimes that's what happens. It can be something that can bother you to motivate you, something that can inspire you to have you move on and do some things. But it was just something that really bothered me, man, where I was like, you know, I got to get out of here. I got to go to LA because, you know, when I got out there, making a leap like that, that's when God really come in and bless you, man. Because the minute I got off the plane, the first meeting I went to was at the Dojo, and the owner, white boy from Bolingbrook, Illinois. As soon as I walked in, man, as soon as I walked in, he's like, yeah, he was like, B Cole, like, what's up, man? He's like, GD, motherfucker. I was like, okay. Then he let me know he's from Chicago. He said, GD, goddammit. I said, okay, white boy. And he a white boy, you wouldn't even expect that to come out of his, you know, his mouth. But he opened up a Mexican club out there.
It's usually the Mexicans that think you're a GD. They think all black people GDs.
Oh yeah.
I found that out when I first went shopping on Commercial. Like long time ago.
Yeah, it's like
somebody told me they had the shoes. I went over there too late.
It's like unfortunately, it's like with Mexicans, it's like BDs don't exist. BDs,
it's no other gang.
It's just GDs, bro.
It's no Blackstones, no Vice Lords, no GDK. And I'm looking around like,
wow,
me, Umar.
So let me ask you this, bro. What's the biggest difference to you with a Midwest style of comedy and a West Coast style of comedy?
Oh wow! Like it's cultural, man. It's a cultural thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like how we've been came up in Chicago, the upbringing, and just the same as, I mean, if you really want to compare it, dude, compare it to the music, compare it to like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like Chicago, that's like asking about Common and DJ Quick. You know, it's just two different styles, two different upbringings, cultures, and stuff like that. And that's the thing about the West Coast. The West Coast comedians, they have that West Coast swag, that West Coast lingo, the whole culture out there. And the same with the East Coast. But Chicago, we share so many cultures in this one city, you know, that we're in.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's just a different, man. Everybody has different styles. Not that anyone's funnier than the other, because there's some West Coast comedians that's funny as hell. And then, like I said, I performed a lot on the West Coast, where it's a lot of things that sometimes, you know, you don't know what the hell the West Coast comedians are talking about, but they're talking about something that's, you know, that West Coast can relate to, you know.
Right.
That's like if somebody come to Chicago and we talk about Harold's Chicken and, you know what I'm saying, deep dish pizza and stuff, like, you know, they but the crowd going crazy because they know what the hell we talking about, you know. But outside of like, what the hell is deep dish pizza? You know, damn. You know?
We be like, get your goof ass out of here and learn something.
Right. What's mal sauce? I don't know that damn mal sauce, you know. But it's all a culture thing, man. But like I said, man, funny is funny.
Yes, sir.
That's just the bottom line to it, man. It's funny is funny, but it's how you navigate it, how you respect it, the whole nine, everything. And with myself, man, I don't even I stopped even calling myself a comedian. I gave myself a title of I'm just a writer who writes for an actor who plays a comedian. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I commend you because I think you're a phenomenal writer, bro. Like that's
Yeah,
one of the main things that I appreciate about you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like when I get on stage, I perform what I write. So that makes me an actor performing the writing material that was given to me, you know?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that make a lot of fucking sense too, man.
Yeah, because the thing is, a lot of people would look at me and think, you know, they think you're a comedian. They want you to keep it on 24/7 and stuff. But I'm really a chill, laid back. I'm actually an introvert. I don't like going out. I stay home. You know what I'm saying? And when I got to go do my thing, I go do my thing. But I'm not the guy to just keep it on 24/7 and want to stay hanging out after the shows and keep it a circle, because the young comedians, they do that. They do the signifying, they do all that. But I've been there, done that. You know,
right?
Like I said, you look at the years of you being in the game. That's how old you are. Of how many years? I'm 30 years old, and you looking at a comedian who's been doing it 2 to 3 years. That's 3 years old. So you're looking at a 30-year-old person with a 3-year-old. You know, but it's all about time, experience, getting all that, man. Because like I was there before. I was a young comic. I started at 19 years old. But as time went on, life and growing up, man, and all the things, trials and tribulations, and man, you just come out a different person, you know. And like I said, I don't even consider myself a comedian. I just write for an actor who plays a comedian.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
So adding on to that, bro, not only are you a writer who writes for a comedian who plays an act, I had to get this stuff right, but you also got the clothing line too, though, right?
The clothing line, yes. Be Cold Wear, man. It's Be Cold Wear. You can go to becoldwear.threadless.com and just, you know, order online. I got shirt Shot Fly Entertainment. Like Shot Fly is a movement. Like, you know, just like it's a move. Like, man, everybody asks me all the time, like, what is Shot Fly? I just like, man, it means Chicago greatness. You know, we Chicago and we fly. You know, so it's just Shot Town greatness, man. That's what it is. It's something to wear with pride, you know. So if you grab your Shot Fly shirt on the site, follow me on Instagram, on IG at Be Cold Wear, and you can see items and people. When people send me pictures of them and they shirts and all that, you know, I just put it up as a Shot Fly sighting and stuff like that. But it's also other stuff, man. But that's fairly new that I just started with the t-shirts and also get hoodies and caps and jackets and everything. But like I said, man, it's just a lot of this stuff is just like some brand new ventures that I'm jumping out on. So it's good that you mentioned that as well, you know.
Yes, sir. I mean, like, I ain't trying to get in your business, bro, but you should probably make a t-shirt that say "Dear Mexicans, I am not GD." Like,
right?
I'm just saying, you know, or better yet, dear
phone now,
dear Mexican gangbangers, I am not GD. Something like that.
Well, that's hilarious.
I know you pressed for time, bro, and we really appreciate your time. I got one last serious question for you, man. I know a lot of this stuff been about comedy, but this is a serious question, man. So let's just say you on a date, bro. You're on a date with a young lady, and you really want to impress her, right? And you take her back to your place, right? So to the left of you, it's a mouse, and to the right of you, it's a roach. Which one are you going to distract her from, the mouse or the roach?
Oh, man. You know what? Hey, man, definitely the mouse. You can't show no lady no mouse in your house. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can get away with a roach. You know what I'm saying? You can always blame it, man. Blame it on the neighbors downstairs. Them neighbors nasty, man. Shit, you know, but they don't give a damn where that mouse come from. If it's in your house, that's your mouse, nigga. That's your mouse.
I'm telling you, that's your mouse.
You can put the roaches off on somebody else. Oh, them roaches, that's next door. They nasty over there. But, mouse in your house, nigga. That's your mouse, nigga. So definitely, man. Like, I distract her from looking at the mouse by pointing out the roach. Look at that roach, you know, and throw a shoe at the mouse and shit, you know.
Hey, man, where can people find you at, bro?
Hey man, guys, man, find me on Instagram, B Cole Comedian. Please follow my YouTube channel, B Cole Films, to see a lot of my work, man. You can catch the movie "I'm in Love with a Crackhead" on that site, and man, also you mentioned the Get Together, man. That's available on the free streaming site called Tubi. If you guys familiar with Tubi, check out the movie, Get Together. I just finished the screenplay for the sequel, and we're gonna plan on shooting that, talking about shooting that in spring of next year, man. I'm excited about doing that. I'm excited about a lot of the players coming back, man, who've committed, said they'll come back, and just ready to see. I'm ready to do something big for Chicago, man.
For sure.
Man.
Well, if you got any roles for podcasters who afraid of Mexican gangbangers who think they GDs, yeah, man. Keep us in mind, bro.
I appreciate y'all for real,
man. Thank you for your time, bro. Straight up.
I could be the jerk Jamaican barbecue chicken man or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, like how you pull up on the food truck or something. You know what I'm saying?
I pull up in a station wagon. I ain't gonna have no food truck.
Right.
So why
with a George Foreman on it, dude. That's
right.
That's love it, man. And call it, man. That's hilarious, man.
See what I'm saying?
For sure. Man, be cool, bro. Once again, man, we really appreciate you for your time, man.
Thank you,
man.
B.
Thanks for having me, guys. Man. Anytime, man. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, man, for sure.
No problem.
Man, love, B.
All right, brother. Y'all be cool. Easy.
All right.
Yeah, that was dope, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was a dope ass show.
Hey, man. Yo, to everybody out there, man, I do want to reiterate if I've said that correctly. Y'all make sure y'all check out the Chicago Clubhouse Network. Hey, man, we appreciate them for reaching out to us and making us a part of their establishment, their organization, man. Hey, y'all can also check us out on My Radio Chicago, powered by Support District Radio, every Thursday, y'all. Every Thursday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And y'all make sure y'all hit up the website, theshitspodcast.com. Theshitspodcast.com. Also, independent artists, local artists. If y'all want to get y'all music played on the radio, y'all get you on the radio. Send it to dopemusicshits@gmail.com. Make sure y'all send a quality MP3, y'all. Hey, man, I want to give a big shout out to our supporters out in Simi Valley. Man, supporting us, our supporters out there in Portland, Oregon, Atlanta, Georgia, and definitely, you know, everybody from the crib from Chicago. We definitely appreciate y'all fucking with us, and we're gonna keep fucking with y'all. Salute. Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
What was the other city you said?
Simi Valley, bro. Simi Valley, man.
Salute.
And
you know we
got anything you want to say, bro, before we get up out of here? Hey, shout out to my man B Cole for doing this blessing us with his time. And then also, man, I gotta say it to y'all once again, man. Make fans, not followers.
Not followers.
Make fans, not followers, y'all. You
Why?
know what I'm saying? You said what?
Why you say that?
Make fans, not followers, because guess what? Followers will get you clout, fans will get you work. Remember that. Hey, that's a shirt too. You know what I'm saying? Also, shout out to all my Mexican gangbangers out there.
Vatos Locos forever, Holmes.
You GD Holmes? Hey, yo, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. Shout out everybody in Chicago, the land. And hey, yo, we'll holler at y'all next week in this motherfucker. I'm looking for the shit, bro. I'm looking for the thing, man. That's why I'm stalling this time. I found it. We'll holler at y'all later. It's the shit.